Alright guys, quick little look at the Oregon Sugar Pod 2. We're about to harvest a bunch of the peas off of there. And you can see we have a lot. But we're going to start cutting these off, and then this plant is coming down. And we're putting in our sun golds in this after refurbishing the soil. But you can see we had a nice support system here. 2 sides planted. And lots of good fruits. All of that just from that one setup there. We got a few more plants to pick from today. Let's keep going. Hey guys, we just showed you how we harvested the last bits of peas from this barrel here, and we haven't touched this soil yet. We left the roots in there, but I am going to dig out some of this to make sure it's all looking good and to turn it over with some new compost and amendments. So join me here and we'll go ahead and get going. And we're just going to go ahead and start turning this over a little bit. There are roots from the peas, and like we talked about before, peas, legumes in general, collect nitrogen from the air and store it in nodules down in the root systems. So we did leave those in here. Normally you wouldn't just dig them up like this, but we're gonna go ahead and do that to get some of these amendments in here, get some of that lime mixed in. You can see here some of those roots. First things first, a bunch of nice compost. I just got this from Lowe's. And you can see here how it's really gray and ashy. That's all breaking down real nice in there. But I'm going to break down all of these clumps by hand. It kind of hurt my back the other day, so don't mind me if I'm kind of being a little dainty. And like I was saying before, a lot of this compost actually feels really warm to the touch because all of the bacteria and microbes eating and feeding creates energy and heat, especially when it's breaking down a lot of material at one time. So we're going to want to put more on there. That was just a light layer. And that's one thing I've learned with compost is it's pretty inexpensive. So generally I try not to underuse it. A little more compost usually never hurts. You get a nice layer of fresh compost in there. I would put a little bit more, but we're running out of room, as you can see in the container. And then we have our Espoma garden tone and blood and bone meal in this concoction here that I have in my bucket all the time. And this is what I feed all my plants. So we're going to give a healthy dose of that. You can see here, that's blood meal, bone meal, and garden tone from a spoma. And I am going to add a little bit of gypsum just to make sure any salts that were in there get kind of washed away. That also adds sulfur and calcium and magnesium. I just buy a big bag of that, and that lasts for a long, long time in a small garden. And just to show you, I get the Stay Green bone meal and the Stay Green blood meal. Doesn't really matter to me what type of bone meal or blood meal I get, but this is what I have this year right now, and it is ground up really, really fine, so it works out pretty nicely. And we're just going to go ahead and turn this over very carefully so that we're not spilling any of our nice new soil. And again, that's one thing I invite you to do in the garden, is just slow down your work a little bit. The rat race is stressful enough. You don't need to make gardening stressful. And you can see that really fluffed up the soil. And then right now, all I'm going to do is water this in real quick. Some of that soil in there was pretty dry, so I'm going to give it a nice good soaking, and then we're going to plant this tomorrow. And let's just get this puppy soaked. Wait a second and let that soak in. We definitely don't want to drench it so bad that we're washing away a lot of the nutrients that we're giving it, but we want to make sure that everything gets saturated decently. That ought to be pretty good. Well, that's it for now, guys. I'm gonna go inside and rest. I already worked a 14-hour day and just came home and really wanted to get this done. But I'm gonna go get some food, and we will plant this tomorrow, but looking forward to showing you all of this content here.